showing you guys how to rekey your door locks and also kind of put them together and test it out in the door handle. I have 2 keys, and what I've always been told is that one of them is going to be a valet key and one of them is going to be like your typical driver's key. I'm not super familiar with valet keys. They're not super popular anymore, but I was always confused why they only work for the ignition and not the doors. But I tested them out and it's true. They just work for the ignition. I feel like your valet would need to lock the doors too, but I tested out and this key works for both my doors and for my ignition and for my trunk lock. So I'm gonna make sure these are keyed to my door. So let me tell you what happened. I went a little ultrasonic crazy, and as you could probably see from my last couple reels, I was loving the ultrasonic, and I also threw the door lock, like the locks in there, I threw the door locks into the ultrasonic, and I had already tested to see which key fit in them, so I'm glad I did that. But they wiggled their way out, all the little pieces like this, and the springs, everything in the door lock wiggled its way out, and they're all clean, but now they're all jumbled and misarranged. So I gotta make sure I put them back in the right spots, so that way the key still works. Now I'm going to explain how the door locks work, just for some reference, so that way we all understand. So this is our door handle, typical 914 door handle, and you can see that they have these slots in here. On either side, there's 2 slots. Here I have an example of a lock that I have already keyed up to this key, and you can see how they all kind of stick out, and that's how it would normally be sitting. But then when you insert your key, they should all go down perfectly flat, all right? So you see how those are completely flat? That's how it's gonna be able to slide around and unlock your door. So that's how your door lock cylinder is gonna be able to slide around in your door handle. So see how it turns freely in there? That is what a properly keyed door lock cylinder looks like. So let's do that with the other side. You're gonna wanna make sure you have all the springs inside your door lock cylinder, okay? So there's gonna be 10 springs total, and they're these tiny little things. You're gonna wanna make sure they're not bent or cracked or damaged in any way. So I'm gonna pull one out with a little needle and show you what it looks like. That's what the tiny little springs look like, so do not lose these are very important. And you have 10 per cylinder. So they slide into these little holes right here. Now you're also gonna have 10 of these little notch pieces, okay? And these are what your key is getting lined up to. So these pieces come in all different thicknesses, they come at different notch like heights, and they also have different window sizes. Some of them have different thicknesses, like for different door locks, and also there's different notch heights and different window sizes as well. They also have numbers on them. As you can see, this one has a 3 on it right there. But you don't even need to know what these numbers mean in order to rekey your door, which is a key important feature. So what I'm gonna do to start off is I'm just going to put a bunch of random ones into my lock and see what works and see what doesn't. Now I'm going to put in the key and see what pieces fit and what pieces don't. Okay, so you can see that some of these pieces actually fit really well, and some of them really didn't fit well. See how that's like poking? See how that one is like poking up extremely, and then some of these are like really far in, and that one's up a little bit. So here's how we're gonna fix that. If you just did something like I did, where you just kind of jumbled up your pieces, but you still have all 10 and just from the 2 door locks, then great. You're just gonna be rearranging pieces to see which one fits. However, if you were missing any, or if you're using a new key, I was missing 2 of these slides even before I put them in the ultrasonic, so I needed some new ones. And thank goodness for Jack at SMG Werks. Now we got options. He gave me his collection. He was like, see what you can fit and then bring me back the rest. And I was like, perfect. Thank you, Jack. You're a real one. Okay, so now what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be seeing which one will fit in here. So that way this whole thing lies completely flat with no ridges. So I'm gonna first start off with, like, you know, the elephant in the room here. This one, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one, just so I don't lose track, because they'll all pop up once I raise the key. Okay. Take that one out. Just gonna grab a random one, see if it fits. That one's too thick. That one's too thick as well. Let's put the key in and see if it lies flatter. Okay. That one's pretty flat. Oh wait, it didn't go in all the way. Yeah, okay, that one got pretty flat. See that? See how you can't see it sticking up anymore? Now let's see this side. Okay, now see this one on the corner? That one's sticking up a little bit, so I'm gonna be changing that one out. See how that one went too low? So I need something that's in between the 2 pieces. Okay, that one also is too high up. So it's definitely a lot of guessing and checking. That one's still a little bit high, so I'm gonna find one that'll sit a little bit lower. There we go. See how it all sits pretty flat? And this side as well. So now I'm going to test it out in the door handle. Yeah, there we go. That one's twisting. So now to really test this out, I'm gonna be putting this whole door handle together. So I'll put that there. You do need it screwed in. So this is the 914 rubber cam piece, and this is usually what breaks. And this is why some people's doors stop, like, latching. It's because of this piece right here. So this is a thing that a lot of people need to replace. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. So you're gonna make the door handle in its full, like, open position, and you're gonna make sure that the notch piece is facing.
Just go slow. Whenever you do the finger stuff, just go slow for us. Okay, good.
You're gonna make sure the notch piece is facing kind of the inside of the build, and then also you can see here that it's kind of at a diagonal cut, and that'll help you get it into this piece. I'm gonna work it into this piece here. There we go. And then I'm gonna raise it up just a little bit, slide it over this top, and it'll slide right in. So this is how it should be working. And eventually you will be putting some type of grease or lubricant in here so that way this works really smoothly. But that's how that cam should be working. I'm going to be putting back in the top piece and its spring. Okay, so that's how the spring goes in there. I just took a flat head, I put one side in, and I just pushed the other side in as well, and it just clicks right in. There we go. So I'm mocking this up right now so that way I can make sure 100% that these keys work. I left it a little loose just to test to see if these keys work, but look at that. Key turns, this turns. So that is how you're going to be rekeying your doors to make sure they're all in the same key, and how to rebuild the actual handles themselves. Pretty nifty, huh? Key drop. I'm sure you guys probably noticed these keys are not like factory keys. These are actually copies. This is the key I got when I bought the car, and I'm very proud of myself for not losing these. I knew exactly where they were when it was time to film this video, but it might be time for me to get some original keys cut to how my keys are. But for now, these work. Here's a little tinker tip for you guys. One of the most helpful tools is a little pin, like a sewing pin. These are perfect for grabbing these tiny little springs and putting them right into the lock cylinder. Here. You might need to use your finger a little bit. But they're perfect for that. This was kind of a test fit to see and make sure that my keys work after I went ultrasonic crazy and these little slide pieces wiggled out. Also, make sure to grease these up and make sure everything moves smoothly.